So what is up? What is cracking? Collective. Okay. I gotta like do something. Okay. Alright. Okay, what is up? What is cracking? It's your girl Ash. I want to talk about a plot. Now, this plot that I'm going to talk about is called I Didn't Know You Were No Good. Alright. Now, in this plot, in this message, in this story, in this word was mostly about Alice in Wonderland. And when I talked about Alice in Wonderland, it was kind of like a spin-off to Alice in Wonderland. It kind of made me feel like Alice in Wonderland. And some of you guys can relate to this, because some of you guys may feel like when you start on your spiritual journey or on your life journey, or what they call when you wake up from the Matrix, whatever thing y'all want to call it, or just a awakening, right? Sometimes you may feel like Alice inside of this Wonderland. And this message may have like 2 or 3 different parts to it. So this is the first part. And when I started this message, I was thinking about my dreams. And I was thinking about the dreams that I would have at night. And you know, even if it was daytime, I would still like go inside of a dream and then wake up and be like, man, that was a crazy dream. So, for me, you know, with what I do, it all started out with dreams, with these weird, crazy dreams when I first started to get into this Wonderland, as we call it, right? And inside of the Wonderland. In this message, it was basically about learning about good versus evil, good people and bad people. And in this message, I was really trying to put myself as Alice, right? Put myself as the main character, and how, you know, this main character just is going inside of this Wonderland, going inside of this land, going inside of this world, and thinking that it's all good, thinking that it's all sunshine and rainbows. And in all actuality, you know, you get hit by all these different things. And it's like, okay, this is not sunshine and rainbows. This is not what, you know, I had been taught, right? And in the beginning of the message, I started to talk about the Mad Hatter, right? And you know, the Mad Hatter was the person that basically introduced me, introduced you, introduced us into the Wonderland, right? The person that, you know, greeted us when we first got there, the person that, you know, showed us the ropes, or the person that we saw was like in awe with. You know how you see somebody and you're just in awe, right? So that's kind of what that is. It's like the person that has took you under their wing, or the person that just told you so many different things and taught you so many different things, and you're like, oh my God, wow, I'm so impressed by this person. I'm so like, you know, in awe with this person, right? And it was kind of like, you know, how the Mad Hatter was basically showing you different sides of yourself, or showing you and being real with you of the different sides of you that may have been toxic, the different sides of you that may needed changing, the different sides of you that may was stuck inside of this vibration, or the cycle. And for me, I was like in a relationship, and I knew that it was something bigger outside of this relationship. I knew that, you know, this meaning my life, I knew that, like, okay, this is like calling to me for some reason, but also this calling that's calling to me is also like trying to tell me I need to get out of a certain situation. So the Mad Hatter was kind of like teaching me things about myself, but also making me feel better about myself. Now, the thing about the Mad Hatter was not trying to teach me about myself how to be egotistical. The Mad Hatter was trying to teach me about myself, to empower myself, to be better than what I once was. So that's why I was so engulfed with the Mad Hatter, because the Mad Hatter was pure, right? You know, and so So I saw the Mad Hatter as a pure-hearted person, and I saw the Mad Hatter was like me, and I looked up to the Mad Hatter. And in this message, you might be, you know, whoever you started out with, you looked up to that person that brought you into this type of wonderland, right? And you notice that this person taught you, you know, the good sides of things more than the bad sides of things, even though you knew that it was other parts to it, or even though you knew that the Mad Hatter tried to warn you and tell you, like, okay, it's other parts to this. It's just not the good parts, but I want to stick to the good parts. And the good parts is what you learned from the Mad Hatter, you know. And the Mad Hatter taught you how to do certain things, right? As they also is teaching you about yourself. So, you know, when you are on that journey and you're learning from the Mad Hatter, whoever the Mad Hatter is for you, all of a sudden you get inspired and you want to be like the Mad Hatter. This can be in any aspect, right? When you get a role model, when somebody comes to you and schools you, and then you just want to be just like them, right? Now, see, the certain situation is that, you know, the Mad Hatter has to have other students. The Mad Hatter just can't have you as a student, or sometimes us as people, we outgrow and we don't need the Mad Hatter anymore. Or sometimes it comes to a certain point in our life where, you know, the Mad Hatter is like, okay, now I need you to go out there in the wonderland away from me and wonder. I need the student to to wonder. I need the student to be taught lessons and tests and have quizzes of all the things that I have taught them, and let's see how you can do on your own. You know what I'm saying? Because one day, hey, you might become just the Mad Hatter, right? You might become just like the Mad Hatter. You might become a teacher, right? Like him. Okay, so it was basically my choice to go out into this wonderland and leave the Mad Hatter, even though, you know, you're scared. You're like, okay, I'm kind of scared, but, you know, I know it's going to be more people like the Mad Hatter. And that's what basically I was like saying in this message. I know it's going to be people like the Mad Hatter. I know it's going to be people out there that's genuine. I know it's going to be people out there that just so lovely, and that's going to be so nice and so pure, and it's going to be sunshine and rainbows in this wonderland. I just know it, you know, when I get to this next spot and this next destination, as well. So, you know, you may have thought that this environment was going to be your environment. You thought that the wonderland that you just stepped into was going to be this great land, this great world. I'm here, a part of your world. Like, you know, you really thought that, you know, but as you go down this road alone by yourself, you know, you notice that, you won't have the Mad Hatter to ask for advice, and you may not have the Mad Hatter to call when you need them. So you have to go down this road alone, and you just have to use everything that the Mad Hatter has taught you. You just have to use your principles as well. You just have to always think about the things that you have already learned and the lessons you have already came across as you go down this road by yourself. Okay, so yeah, and basically I was saying, like, the person, you know, they packed their bags, they packed themselves up thinking they would find other people just like the Mad Hatter, right, out there, but it wasn't always like that. Or it doesn't end always like that. And when you're in this wonderland, it doesn't always end like that, where you think everybody is like the person that brought you into this wonderland, you know, or showed you yourself, or showed you you, right? And I know that just a couple days ago I was talking about, you know, guide people with meekness, not messiness. And that was the Mad Hatter for me. The Mad Hatter guided me with meekness, not messiness. So that's what I thought that I would come across, would be more meek people. Not messy. So me, when I talk about my journey specifically, when I think about this beat, I had got into, spirituality. I had got into like this Facebook group. I had got into, this Facebook world, and they had the cards and this, that, and the other, and I'm just like, wow, this is so cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, this is so cool. Now, it was other people inside that were reading, but it wasn't like a lot of many readers. But I came across this one guy, and his name was Matt. His name was Matthew T. Volk. And that's why when I heard this beat, I thought about, okay, how did I get into this? How did I come across this? And Matt, he was very calm. He was very nice, very kind, very helpful. He was different from everybody else. And that's what had drawn me to Matt. And Matt would basically tell me good things that I needed to do to improve. Now, I had started to be like, Matt, or, y'all, like, people should send y'all donations. Like, people should give y'all donations. And it was kind of like, they started to give people donations. People started to donate to these people that was reading inside this group. And I would donate to Matt just because, he was absolutely amazing. And, every time I came inside of the video chat with him reading, he like, Ashley, it was so cool. It was so amazing. And, it was like I could see that light within him, even though some of the readers that I saw in there, they were kind of dark. Even though other readers that I did notice was like, okay, they kind of dark, or they just didn't seem to fit me. But when I saw Matt always brightened up my day. You know what I'm saying? Matt was always the light, right? And, I started to notice that people started to get jealous of Matt. That people loved Matt because he was so kind, that he was so welcoming. And, I knew that something was going on, but then again, I didn't know. So it's kind of like in real life where, you shine a light and people look up to you, but there will also be people that want to stop you, or people that despise you simply because how people love you. And that was really, 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 really deep. And it was another person, which his name was Zobar, and he was from Ireland, I believe. And he would read, but he always dressed dark colors, black, and he never called me Ashley. He would call me Alicia. And I'm like, okay, I know my name is Ashley, but hey, he would always call people the wrong name. And I'm just like, okay. But I noticed his energy as well. So this is the first time when I'm starting to step inside of energy and start to notice energy. But I just started to notice like the goods and bads of energy, goods and bad people, right? Like not good and bad people, but just I see they got more of a little light than this person and these people. So yeah, that's kind of mainly how it started off. And I wasn't into cards. I wasn't into anything like that. I was just into getting some type of enlightenment. Somebody help me, guide me, give me a little motivation. But then I started to be like, man, maybe I got some skills. Maybe I got something in me that I can help with other people. So that's when I kind of decided to get me cards and started to try to do this thing for myself, and getting on YouTube. And when I'm getting on YouTube, I'm like, okay, what do I see these people doing? I see they doing, every zodiac sign. So let's go. But first, before I did that, I was like just reading for people in general. Like I would just read for them for free. Like anybody that I could come across, I would just like, can I just do you a reading? It's free. And I just would read the cards, and they'd be like, oh my God, it's right. So I did like over 100 or 200 readings for just people for free before I even got on YouTube. And that's what I was kind of explaining in this story too. It was like, once you start just doing things for people and then other people see you, they're like, man, who is you? Right? Who are you? So that's what I was doing at first. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe I can make money off of this, because it was one young lady that's my friend on Facebook. She's an Aquarius, okay? So shout out to the Aquarius, because it's Aquarius season. And she was the first person to ever give me any type of money for a reading. And I was like, whoa, you sent me money? I was like, you sent me money? She was the first person to ever give me money. I'm like, I didn't even know I could make money off of this. So I was like, oh my God, okay, cool. But this was for free. So I was like, I see a lot of readers on YouTube and they doing their thing, and maybe I can just make a little money, like maybe I can just make some money on YouTube by doing these readings. And what do I see? I just see people doing zodiac signs. So and I would do them quick. Because I had a 5-minute timer on my phone, because my phone's always never had space, and on this recording it only gave me 5 minutes. So in those 5 minutes, I knew that I had to get everything out in 5 minutes. I had to finish everything in 5 minutes. So that's what I did. In 5 minutes, I'm just hitting them, bam, 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 putting them out. And it was good. It was going good. It was going great. Right? And then all of a sudden, just things went left. All of a sudden things went left. And me being me, I'm just looking at all these people, right? I'm looking at the astrologers, I'm looking at the other tarot readers, and I'm looking like, oh my God, they are so amazing. Like, this is so amazing. Look how many views they got. Look how this is, look how that is. Oh my God, And I'm like, wow. I'm like, oh. And I'm thinking that they're welcoming, but I'm putting out messages myself, and then it's just something hits you, right? It's something hits you. So that is the part 1 of that, all right? Because it's 17 minutes, so that is the part 1, that what I was talking about in this message. I didn't know you were no good, all right? So basically what I was saying in this message, how, Alice would come across the Mad Hatter. He would introduce her into Wonderland and teach her things, right? But as she was taught and she kept that pure heart, she goes inside of Wonderland and she doesn't know that it is bad stuff inside of Wonderland. Even though she hears whispers, it's like whispers coming from the shadows and the forest, and they're like, do you know it's witchcraft around here? Do you know it's magic around here? Do you know it's creepy people around here? You better be warned, okay? You better be warned. And when you are like a child, I'm hearing like faith. And when you have faith like a child, and you give people faith, and you have faith in people like a child, you soon maybe realize that, okay, maybe I shouldn't have faith like a child. Maybe I should have been more smart. Maybe I should have been more cautious, right? And yeah, and that's when I was saying that, sometimes with you being a student and other people that's watching you, that's maybe in a higher level than you, and they're seeing you and they're like, who is this person? And they got skills, and you may not even know your skills. It's like you may just think that you're this rookie, and other people feel like, no, you're not a rookie. You are something to be intimidated by, or something to be like, warning, or let's play with her, or let's play with him, let's do magic on them, let's trick them, let's do mean things to them, let's bully them, let's hex them, let's whatever it is, just do mean things to them so they can stop doing what they're doing. Do mean things to them so they think that they don't have any skills. Do mean things to them so they think that they will never be successful. Do things to them to make them go crazy, right? Just do things to them because they are stepping inside of our territory, inside of our land, and we have to teach them a lesson, okay? So that is the first part of this message that I was given about, I didn't know you were no good. All right. So it's basically baby Alice didn't know that it's a lot of scary things out in this Wonderland. And she's just getting started. But they see her even though she does not see them. And Alice may even be getting hit with all these different things, and she don't even know what she's getting hit with. She don't even know people are attacking her. She's just minding her business and trying to help people. And that's pretty much the first part, and I'll do a second part to this message because it was like 47 minutes long. So this is like the first about 18 minutes of the message, right? So the next message is about her, you know, going to school and different things like that. So, you know, it's deep. So that is like some of my journey, and maybe it's to help other people on their journey as well. And it's always good versus evil. So it's like, never be that naive to think that when you're stepping inside of anywhere that it's not a bad group and it's not a good group. And you have to understand, or you have to pick and choose what side of the group you're on. And sometimes they already know you're a part of the good group and they just ready. They're ready. They're ready for you. You know what I'm saying? They're ready. So, alright, that's part of my first message, and just a little bit of, just a tad bit of my life and my journey inside of Wonderland. So, yeah. I'll be busy back, baby. Peace.